Hello, I don't know what the timing is, and I'm the one saying things and not Aaron. Welcome to the Hangout. We're gonna talk at you for like 25 minutes, and then we're gonna you're gonna see a cool game. We already played the cool game. Uh, how's everybody doing?
Ah, moving, yay.
Yay! Woo! No,
Um,
there's totally no stress at all in there whatsoever.
no, none at all. Uh, I'm doing all right myself. Doing the techie thing again today. So
Yes, yes.
I believe, I know for sure y'all will likely have Yay Gang back next week, but I am here in the meantime.
Yeah, our awesome producer. Last week you're tech gremlin, but now we're going with producer this week. It's
All
producer.
right, all right. I can live with that. I can live with that.
I will tell you this, as someone who, like, as soon as I got any kind of role that I was just like, oh, I can put producer on things now. I'm gonna just put that everywhere. They don't need to know what it was for.
I mean, yeah, like honestly, I could do that. I like cuz just running the tech side of things for
Yeah.
Isekai, I am literally the producer for Grey Mantle. So, yeah, I could actually put that on a resume.
There we go. There we go. Building
All
the
right.
resume.
Yeah.
I just pulled up the stream and I see that we're like all in a line.
Yeah. That's kind of how it worked out.
We're a column of guests tonight.
Yes.
Hey.
Oh boy. Unlike most other times when we've done this, I actually came in thinking, like, you know what? I'm gonna have a question ready. It's like
Oh, wow.
most of the time we just get in here, we chit chat. But I'm curious, what are y'all reading right now?
Oh.
Oh boy. Well, maybe
Uh,
I should go last because I'm not going to reveal the title because I'm going to bitch about it.
Okay, okay. Ooh, we got a hate
Uh,
read. We got a hate read.
love it. I'm reading a few different things. I'm actually reading through a lot of, as far as like, I can't call it nonfiction, but like gaming material. I'm reading a lot of Vampire the Masquerade stuff from the fifth edition, mostly because I'm prepping an online. There's an online vampire game that I run. We're setting up a new chronicle for
Nice.
next year, and so I'm having to read through a lot of the books to find oh, that this happened at this date, and I want to make sure that like all this stuff is in line so I can get documents out to the players and stuff. But as
Mm.
far as like reading, which I need to get back on. I've been slack. I've been reading. I've been re-listening to the audiobook for Depths of Madness, which is one of Eric's.
Mm.
The only novel to star Fox at Twilight, which I am an unabashed fan of as a character.
That's awesome. You reminded me there. We were talking about Vampire. That is a game that I have owned so many editions of and never gotten to play.
I
like
used
like
I used to LARP it.
oh, did you
Same.
really?
I
Yeah.
did in undergrad.
Oh, it's like I've like seen like videos of that, and I'm like, I this is wild. I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could like put myself in that mindset for that long. Because like when we're playing a game and whatnot, like we'll do the character stuff, but I also am like, haha, I'm Trevor. Woo.
Actually, you can take the girl out of LARP. You can't take the LARP out of the girl. To this day, like if you're like, oh hey, we should rock paper scissors for it, right?
Oh no.
Most people like they do it here,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but when you're LARPing, you do rock paper scissors to resolve stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so you don't want to see what you throw, so it's here.
Yeah.
So you do one, two, three, throw it behind your back, and then bring it out, and you can see like that people are changed. So like you know that it was what it was at the back.
Yeah.
So every so often, like somebody will be like, "All right, for lunch," and I'm like, "Okay, let's go."
Yeah.
That's so good.
Yeah, though I was part of one of the big national organizations for a while. Even got into the actual like staff level, like high
Oh,
end national
wow.
staff level for it. That was fun though. That was a fun time. I ended up leaving for various reasons. But that I won't go into here because that's a whole story.
That's fair. That's fair.
But I enjoyed it. The costuming especially could just be fun.
Mm.
I played a Giovanni, so I got to do kind of this like mafia chic while being while being like this uh, morally bankrupt necromancer. It was fantastic.
I love it. The one time I made a character for Vampire the Masquerade, we were trying to get it set up, and then COVID happened. But what's really funny is I was making this character and everything. I hadn't watched any actual plays or anything like that, and I was like, okay, you know what? I'll go with the Ventrue. That seems like a good one. They seem to that seems to be like what I would want this character to be. Sire. Oh, I got to come up with a name for my sire. Oh, Victor. And then I found out that's B-Dave's character on LA by Night. And I told him this, and he's like, "No, screw it. My character is your sire now." I'm like, "Oh." So when I do play, I got a cool backstory.
Fantastic. Thumbs up.
But but for my reading, I just recently finished the Three Body Problem. My friend recommended that to me, and I was like, okay, sure. I picked it up one night. Like, I bought it on my Kindle. It's like 11 o'clock at night, and I started reading it. He did not tell me that book started with the Chinese Cultural Revolution. And that was heavy. But the book was really fantastic, and I really loved it. And I've been slowly making my way through the second book. Apparently they changed translators between the first and the second book, and it's enough of a change that it's like thrown me off the groove. Where I'm like, this is still really good, but like the way the book is structured is different, and it's slowing me down. But the other thing that I'm reading is I decided I wanted to just like have a bunch of manga that I could just put on a shelf, and when I feel like I just want to sit and read manga for a few hours, I had access to it. So I went and bought 10 volumes of One Piece. I watched
not
like
all 27.
No. I put out that tweet that I was like, what if I just like bought 26 volumes? Because they had like a box set that you could get, but no one had it because the Netflix show started. So I just went to Barnes and Noble, and they had 10 volumes. I went, I'm just gonna. Oh man, my high school self is so proud of me right now. But yeah, that one's been fun. I've only watched the live action show a little bit, and so this is my first time like really getting into it. And somehow my Instagram feed found out about that, and it's just been One Piece meme after One Piece meme for me.
They're listening.
Well,
they're always listening.
they're always listening. Well, okay, so what is this? What's this one you got, Rhiannon?
Okay, well, so if we do run out of topics, I previously hate read with something good in between. I forget what it was. Fourth Wing, which I will totally call out because it is the buzziest book to ever buzz.
The
like
buzziest
lately,
book.
And it is such freaking bullshit. It's like a YA novel, like had a baby with like a romance novel with some steamy sex scenes that like were watching Pern or like reading Pern while it was conceived, maybe listening to Pern. So it's like Dragon Riders for people who don't know that there are good Dragon Rider books out there. And I get the sense that people are like, this is awesome because it's about Dragon Riders. And I'm like, boy, do I have some better choices for you.
I just looked at the book, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've seen this on the shelf of Barnes & Noble, but I just saw the tagline, fly, ... or die. Oh,
It is such bullshit. Mostly like it is a book that seems to have been sort of like reverse engineered. So like they're trying to get this like really super dangerous kind of situation where they're at an academy, but they could die anytime and blah, blah, blah. And so they're like, okay, they want that. But so they're an elite military force and they need the Dragon Riders to fight this war. And so what they do is they pit the cadets against each other because that will strengthen them because the weak ones will be weeded out, which is not how militaries work, like in any way. Because like, you know, you want to like get unit cohesiveness. And so you want to rely on each other as opposed to be pitted against each other. And also, like, why are you sending all these people into this who can't hack it and then just get like randomly killed? Like wasting all your training and wasting like able-bodied young people, and like it doesn't make sense. And that's the first thing in this just panoply of just like awfulness. I don't know why I read the whole thing. I was just like, I can't believe why people love it so much.
We,
So I had to
we've
just
all
keep
hate
going.
read a few books. Like
Yeah.
we know we've done it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
That morbid curiosity, you know, like
yeah.
I need to.
Yeah. So the one I'm reading currently, I won't call out because it is a fluffy good time, even though like there are some troubles. Um, like she's knocked out and kidnapped, and she wakes up and she's like, "Oh, the lights changed. It must be later in the morning." But she's on a different planet. And I'm like, "Wait, okay." Um, and then like there was another time where um she's like in the bad guys like uh headquarters, and the her love interest is gonna like come in with reinforcements to help her, and he has this like idea of like how he's sneakily gonna get in, and we do one of those sort of like the author's hiding exactly what the idea is so we can like heist it so we see it as it happens.
Hmm.
And what he sees is like some red paint spill, and I was like, oh, it's science fantasy, so they have like psionic powers, and so like the patterns of this paint like are making him think of like magic or like something, because he was looking at the patterns of the paint. You know what the paint was used for?
Hmm.
Freaking painting their armor to like disguise themselves.
Hmm.
That was it. Like,
Okay.
and I'm like, that is, I mean, okay, but
Yeah.
it really is not worth the like chapter fade to black sneaky that like
Yeah.
just be like, hey, some paint, let's paint our armor and go in and like help her out. Like,
I do like original angst in the chat said, dude, where's my planet? Yeah, there was a book. I worked at Barnes and Noble for a bit, and because of that, you know, I was just like, I'm just gonna grab any book that I can and read it when I'm on break and stuff. And I picked up one. I was in the horror mood. I'm like, I want a horror book. And we had this whole display of like horror novels, and this is a new one. I'm like, one sounds pretty good. I'm not naming it because I am going to trash this novel. Like, I read this thing and I do not understand. I don't understand really how it got printed, because there was no story. It was just two people that went through a series of events that were kind of weird. Like, to the point that I'm sitting in the break room of a Barnes and Noble shouting, "Is this supposed to be scary?" and like literally all the way up to like the last page, I'm like, where's the scare? Where's the creepy? It's not what is happening. It's still in horror sections, and every time I see it, I glare at it.
Okay.
Like, to the point that I go, and Tara goes, yeah, I know.
Yeah. I've run into a few books over the years that I've just kind of reached a point where I want to kind of toss it across the room, but for the life of me, I can't think of specific ones. Like, but there have been, certainly.
Mm-hmm.
I've also hit a point where like there's certain authors that I loved for years, and then as I go, like as time goes on, I think part of it is getting used to their writing style and starting to pick up when like let's say their editors stop being so persistent in telling them what to do. Like, I won't say which authors, because like I still am a fan and I don't want to like out anybody, but there's like certain very long running series where I've just reached a point and I'm just like, this could have been edited better, or this like this is really clunky and weird and I don't know how I feel about this. And I don't know if that's because I got better as a writer myself, or if it was because just like this person's editors stopped telling them what to do.
well, I mean, like from the perspective of somebody who has been traditionally published and like
Yeah.
listened to everything my editor said. But like even, you know, non-published writers know that you can't see the Discord in the picture of the like weird pizza. Like you
Yeah, yeah,
can't
yeah.
listen to everything that's
Well,
suggested to
exactly.
you. And I think that authors get sort of like they start buying their own propaganda
Yeah.
towards the end. And when it comes down to the point where you're like, I got a suggestion, I have to decide if this is correct or not for my vision, like I can see where it just sort of like it slowly becomes where like, well, no, my vision is good. My vision is good. I know my vision is good. Like it just becomes more and more easy to do that.
Yeah.
And so I'm sure that the editor is still sort of like making suggestions. It's just like the choice point. And I almost can't really blame them because like blame the author because like when you do have to make that choice, like does it match my vision or not, you've had to get through the whole writing process where like people are telling you shit that is not the right
Yeah.
thing.
That's fair. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
but
I
like
can see that.
they
Well,
need to like step back and stop sort of like
I Aaron had a great analogy for that in writing about dragons and shit. That was something that was just like, yeah, if you know if you're building a house from the inside, you don't notice that the house is shaped like a dick. You don't realize you've made a dick house until you step outside and go, shit, I made a dick house. And I do know what you're talking about with that. And while my feelings on George R. R. Martin are not as extreme as B-Dave's on writing about dragons and shit, like I did hit that point with him, specifically in Feast of Crows, when like the Queen's Moot was happening, and I was like, oh, this is awesome. This could have really cool implications for the story, and I'm really excited to see. Wait, I've had this feeling before. Where did this feeling come from? That was before the red. Oh, everything's gonna go bad right now. And then like the next page, character that hasn't been on screen before just shows up and ruins everything. I'm like, nope, nope. It's like when it started to get to the point that, oh, if I feel good while reading this book, something terrible is about to happen. And it got
Yeah.
so predictable that I was literally able to start predicting bad things happening before they happen. And it like literally it put me off to the point that I read the spark notes of the rest of the book and the fifth one, where I was just like, I'm not investing the time and willpower to go through these books. I just want to know what happens. Cool, that's what happens.
Fair. I know I kind of hit a wall reading The Wheel of Time myself.
Well, I mean, that's just a lot of books.
It's a lot of books, and I did not make it to the end of that series because I hit this point where I got so frustrated with like the kind of sitcom level of no one's communicating with each other, men misunderstanding women, and just how he wrote women in general.
Oh yeah.
And I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna be done now.
I have a friend who loves Wheel of Time and like has read the series all the way through like several times. And next time I go to him, I'm just like, hey, how do you feel if I said that the characters in this book had sitcom level of communication problems? I want to get his read on that one. Because from what I've heard, you're not wrong.
Yeah. And that's the thing. I love the setting. I love the concepts in it, and I really want to finish it at some point. But it just got like, there's just this point of where I'm screaming like, "Stop! Just talk to each other" at the book. Where I'm just like, you know what? I think I need to stop now.
Yeah. Have either of you watched the TV show for Wheel of Time?
I watched like the first episode. I forget. See, I with the stress in my life right now, like it takes a lot to sort of keep me invested.
That's fair.
And like it hurt my heart when Witcher season 3 couldn't even keep me. Like I haven't finished that yet. Like I just zoomed through 1 and 2 and then 3. Like I kind of want to sort of wait for people to have watched it and then like be like, tell me why I keep wandering off. I don't understand.
I didn't make it through season 1.
Oh,
I enjoyed the first 2 seasons. Season 3, I have not finished. I want to, but I haven't finished it.
see.
Yeah. I think part of it's because like I'm not terribly looking forward to the whole actor switch coming in season 4, and I'm just kind
so
of like,
weird.
it's gonna be weird, and it sounds like they're not even gonna explain it. They're just gonna be like, it's a different dude now, just go with it. Um, but like, yeah, I just kind of, I lost steam, I lost interest. But I did
Yeah.
see the first season of Wheel of Time.
I fully loved the first season. In fact, I've actually watched it more than once. Which is funny because it took me, oh my God, how many attempts did it take me to get through the first book? I think I finally succeeded on my 4th attempt reading that book. And that was literally starting over from the beginning each time because I'm like, I cannot remember what happened. And so for the show to like actually, for me to enjoy it that much, I was like, that's freaking awesome. I'm going to go read the other one. So I started reading the other ones and then I fell off doing that.
Yeah.
Like I,
Oh.
no, you go ahead. You go ahead.
I was just saying, I keep trying to go back. I think I even got the audiobook for Eye of the World. So like, I'm gonna try.
Well, see, that's the thing. Like those audiobooks are great because it's Michael Kramer and Kate Redding, and I love those two to absolute death. Like they're
Okay.
just, there's and the best part is they're married and they're adorable, and I just love them. Like during COVID when they were doing the narration for one of Sanderson's books, like they had like a studio set up in their house and they were like posting on Twitter and stuff about it. I'm like, that's so cute.
Speaking of audiobooks, though, have either of you run across an audiobook of like a book you enjoy, but then like something about the narrator, whether it's like the way they do voices or like their pronunciations, just takes you completely out of the story?
Yeah, and I hate it because it's someone who everyone really likes.
Oh no.
I can't do the Star Wars audiobooks. I love the fact that they do music, they do sound effects, they do ambient noise. I just do not know what it like. There's one dude that does like the majority of the readings, and he's been doing it for like over a decade.
Okay.
And he's very highly respected. I totally respect his work and everything, but for some reason his narration just doesn't hit it for me. And like I listened to one all the way through, and it took me, I fell off doing it, going back, but then like I picked up the book and I couldn't put it down. And so I tried it again with another audiobook, fell off of it, picked up the print one, read all the way through it, and I was just like, okay, it might just be him, and it's not him. Like I'm sure he's good because people say he's good. It's me. It's a me thing.
Yeah, I think for me, the couple of them that I like, the ones that jump most to mind are because I've been listening to the audiobook for Depths of Madness. I listened to Realms of the Elves recently. But like, there's just every so often you get these little pronunciation ticks that like clearly this person is not it's always a weird word. It's almost always a weird word, but like there's that part of my brain that is just like, that's not how you say that. And like, especially with the realms, there's always some weird words.
Well, that's a funny thing with listening to audiobooks when when you're in a friend group that you're the only one that does. You hear the pronunciations of names and stuff, and then you go to your friends and they just say some wild thing that I'm like, I don't even know how you got that out of the letters that are there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had that, Rihanna, with any audiobooks?
Well, I haven't listened to any for a while because I went to podcasts for my listening-y. But
I thank you for that. I don't even care if you're not listening to mine. Just I appreciate that people are listening to podcasts.
You're on my my little iPod Nano. They changed readers for some long writing series that I used to listen to in the lab at work. So the Aubrey Maturin series didn't always have the same narrator. The Amelia, the Elizabeth Peters, the ancient Egyptian archaeologist ones.
Changing narrators is rough.
Oh yeah.
The most infamous one I've heard of, James Marsden, Marsters, the guy that played Spike in Buffy,
Yeah.
narrated all of the Dresden Files books, except for like the 13th one or something. Like scheduling conflict kept him from doing it. They had brought another guy in to do it. He did a great job, but then Spike came back and did the rest of them, and the fans were like, guys, can you please re-record it, please? And they actually brought him in and re-recorded the entire book because fans were asking for it so much.
Yeah, that is always rough too, though, because like especially when if a person like does like specific voices for characters, and then you get a new person.
Well, and Dresden, it's written in first person, so like you hear Spike for 12 books. It's like that's Dresden right there.
Okay, it looks like we're at 25 after.
Yeah, gotta switch over.
Yep. Well.
I'll do the outros. Great.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed us talking about random stuff, but stick around because some weird stuff's going on with the sky. Bye!